again and welcome to the SuArtizanne channel with me, Susie. Hello again. Okay, right, so back to Interact, and now I'm going to talk about the interview section and the grammar test, and there was some other form that we filled out. Right, so I actually took photos of it on my phone. I don't know whether I should let you guys cheat, because I didn't have this option when I did it the first time or the second time. I don't know whether anyone's actually thought about photographing it like I did. Shouldn't really say anything. I'm not going to show you. I mean, I'll give you a little bit of a hint just to help you. So let me bring this up. So basically, she'll ask you to fill out a grammar test. And I'm going to give you a big hint on what you need to know. The first section is basically you just circle the mistakes. You just read some sentences and you circle which one is wrong. So you'll have options. It's like multiple choice. Sorry, my cat is coming. Go around that way. Thank you, Lena. And then you'll do... Oh, okay. So you need to know about the passive voice and the active voice for the second section of the grammar test. This is the part which people don't really know. Yeah, just brush up on that. I'm not going to tell you because that's cheating. I'm not going to tell you what's on the test. Okay, but that will help you. Just knowing that active and passive voice. You need to know that. Okay, so brush up on that. I think she even said to me, because the lady who interviewed me this time, she interviewed 10 years ago as well. So she says, I think I pre-interviewed you 10 years ago. And I was like, yeah, you probably did. To be honest, she does look familiar. So yeah, she probably did interview me. Yeah, so when she gives you this grammar test, she'll go off and she'll interview people and you'll be left in the lounge area and you can fill it out. And it's two-sided, just A4, two-side. The section 3, basically, it's again a gap filler where you've got to circle, like it's multiple choice, and you just circle the correct wording that should go in that gap. And then section 4 of the grammar test, you have to correct the spellings. They'll have a list of words and you have to put the correct spelling next to the ones that are wrong. Pretty easy. It's really easy. Like, I wouldn't worry about it. And then the last section is a paragraph. And you basically have to do punctuation and capital letters, and that's it. Really, really easy. I'm not going to let you cheat. Like, it's so easy. I wouldn't worry about it. Okay? So that's the grammar test, and you really don't need to worry. Yeah, look, Luna's in the background. Hello, Luna. You alright? So then once you've done that, she'll give you another form, which is basically one which I think you've already filled out. Like, I'm sure I already filled this one out before the interview, but they give it to you again. And it's basically just it's 4 pages of A4, and it's just questions like, I'll give you some examples. I don't mind telling you about this one. It's like, can you drive? Please tell us about your background. Why do you want to live in Japan? How long are you planning to stay in Japan? What are your goals in the time that you're in Japan? What is your motivation to teach English? If job started at 8:30, when would you prefer to arrive? What role does a teacher play in Japan? How will you use your free time at Japan, like at work? How do you think you will be viewed in Japanese society? When is it okay to be late? Are you able to commit to a full term of the contract under the conditions? Under what conditions would you terminate your contract? Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? What will you gain by being a teacher in Japan? What do you think are your strengths and weaknesses as a teacher? Describe your teaching style in one word. Or if no teaching experience, What is the one word that best describes you? By what criteria will you measure your success as an ALT? How would you build a good working relationship with your co-workers? Tell me about a time when you changed your priorities to meet other people's expectations. This is very small, by the way, so that's why I'm struggling to read it. How do you handle criticism? How do you define professionalism? Blah, blah, blah. What do you think are the expectations of you as an employer? What one is most important and why? Yep, okay. How do you resolve conflict? Tell me about the most difficult or frustrating individual that you have ever had to work with and how you managed to work with them. What did you learn from that? That one I found quite hard. Okay, so we're up to page 3. One more page. I think, yeah, that's the last page. What do you think your referees will say are your strengths and weaknesses? If necessary, would you cut your hair? My answer was pretty funny to that. I was like, yes, but I don't really have much hair to cut anymore because I've just had it cut. I need to have it cut again, actually. It's getting quite long. Okay. Are you aware of the physical demands of the job, standing for long periods of time, climbing stairs, lifting up to 23 kilograms? Would you need any special arrangements to fulfill your duties? Are you under any kind of medication or medical treatment you would need to continue doing in Japan? If yes, please list all the medications you are taking so we can find out if it is available in Japan. Okay, nearly there. Do you have any tattoos and or piercings? If yes, where and how big? Okay. As explained during the seminar you attended, there is a very strong social stigma associated with tattoos and piercings in Japan. As an ALT, you are expected to be a role model 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Would you agree to keep your tattoo covered and have your piercings removed at all times in and outside of school so no one could ever see them? I just put NA to that because I don't have any. Right. Coming up to the last question. This is... Oh, no, wait a minute. Oh, okay. Do you have any location preferences? Are you flexible? Please tell me 3 reasons why we should employ you. Because I rock. Yeah, that's what I wrote. Not really. And then you just have to sign it. And you give documents that you might need to give them, say like the photos. Yeah, you need to do these measured photos. Yeah, we had fun doing that. And yeah, documents like, I don't know, whatever you need to give them, really. And then they ask you, where did you first hear about Interact? I put a friend, because obviously when I originally heard about Interact, it was from a friend. It was the friend that I went with. Yep, so that is all for the questions. And then what would normally happen is that you would go, so you'd fill out all the grammar and you'd fill out that form. She then takes everyone one by one. Obviously people, because you have to do a presentation. This has also changed since I applied 10 years ago. When I did it the first time, you had to do your lesson. You know that you have to do a presentation of a demo lesson in front of a camera that they send to Japan to the teachers so that they can see you and see what you're like. When I did it the first time, we had to do it there and then, and it took forever. It took a really long time going through everyone, doing their lessons. But now you can pre-record it, and it's a lot more detailed than when I did it the first time. Like, I only had to do a lesson, like one lesson, and that was it. But now it's like really detailed. But we pre-recorded ours. I'm going to talk about that in another video because I can help you guys out because I have experience. Yep, so I will help you. Yep, so then the people that needed to do those lessons there, she took them people first, and they did their presentations on film. I personally would recommend doing it beforehand because you'll get out quicker and it saves the stress. Like, you're going to be really stressed if you leave it till that day. I mean, yeah, if you're okay with that, go ahead and do it. But I'm very much a perfectionist. I mean, if you're recording at home, you feel more relaxed. It's just you and the camera. If you make a mistake, you can re-record it. Yeah, so I personally think that you should pre-record it. Saves the stress. I mean, you're going to be stressed out because you're having an interview. Come on. So then when you actually go into the interview, so she'll do those people first, and then she'll talk to everyone saying who's come the furthest, and everyone sits down and they all tell her how far they've come, and whoever's got like having to go home the furthest will get their interview done first, basically, which is fair. Come on, they've come a long way. So she gave us all each a time and said when we'd be interviewed. And then you go in with your pieces of paper. She'll call you one by one and she'll take you to one side, and she'll basically talk to you about what you filled out. So she'll ask you lots of questions on the questions that you filled out, basically. That didn't happen for me this time round because basically I've already worked for the company, so she just felt like she didn't need to do that with me because she's like, you're fully capable, I know that you're able to do it. I interviewed the first time, you've got lots of experience, you could probably tell me more about it than I could tell you because I've been in the position. So yeah, it was a pretty good interview for me. But it would have been pointless her going through it with me because I would have just been like, she'd ask me a question, I'd be like, well, I've done the job before. I know exactly what's going to happen. I know the school schedule. I know the teachers, what to expect. I know how to treat the teachers. Yeah, I mean, I could go into detail. I could probably tell you a lot about it because I've been there already. I mean, it sounds like not much has changed really. There are a few things. Like what's really exciting is the company seems to have expanded and it's under new management, and there seems to be a lot more opportunities now to go and do other things other than teaching after you've done it for a while. That sounds amazing to me. Like, I'm well excited about that. So, I mean, yeah, let's go do it. Yeah, man. I can't really tell you much else about the interview apart from those questions that I've just read out. That will help you a lot to prepare. Yeah, just don't stress about it. You'll be fine. I mean, the fact that you've got an interview just shows that they're interested in you. You just have to not do anything like stupid. Don't say anything silly. Like if they say, "What? Like, why do you want to work?" It's just like, "Well, I just want to eat Japanese food. That's all I want to do." You need to talk about. You need to talk about working with children. Like, I enjoy working with children. I find it really rewarding being a teacher, yada yada yada, all that stuff, all that jazz. So yeah, you'll be fine. Just don't say anything silly in your interview. I'm sure you've got more common sense than that. But yeah, and that's the interview. If you want to hear more from me, please subscribe. For one thing, I have no idea where the button is, up here, down there. Please subscribe to my channel and I will keep you up to date with everything. In fact, I'm going to make another video talking about the initial interview process, or, you know, leading up to the interview process. Yeah, but that's it. Okay.